NIO announced fourth quarter of 2020 results yesterday on March 1st, and in today's video I'm going to give you a feeling of what those results look like. Um, if you have seen my video a couple of days ago about the earning preview, it's pretty much in the same line. And the one thing that I was fearing about was about the February data, and my fear came true when this February 2021 vehicle delivery data came to be underwhelming. Not too bad, just because the number of days in February is less, number one. Number two, there were holidays, New Year holidays in the February that probably led to the lower sales, and it looks like the general trend is that the vehicle sales is going to be saturated from here now onwards. The gains are not going to be significant, at least in China. It's not going to be very big upwards movement unless NIO does something drastically to increase its sale. But does not mean that there are no other avenues of the growth. There are few things that are looking very good. One of them is that NIO announced is the entry in Europe in the second half of this year, and that's where probably it's going to take some more time. So we'll have to wait until something like maybe October or November to see how it gets traction. But any entry into the Europe is going to be a significant upward movement. And the second thing that's going to be get a jump is the ET7 that's going to start in 2022. So those are the good news. But in the short term, we can expect that we should have less volatility in NIO, either upwards or much downwards movement. That kind of the doubling or 100% growth in the stock prices that we are seeing. Again, it's going to be very hard. So going back to the revenue figures, it announced that it has a revenue of 1.02 billion. And that pretty much was straightforward because we knew that there were 17.4 thousand K or a little over 17,000, and we know that it's a $50,000 every vehicle. That's what price, and if you multiply that figure and plus some of the other revenues it gets from the battery swapping and so on and so forth, and that's where we get this figure, and that is pretty close to what I had predicted in before this revenue thing. The other thing is less significant, and I have not gone into the detail, is a 14-cent loss per share, and that figure is actually not very important at this point of time, because we know that eventually what matters is how we can increase the sale and the number of the cars that it sells, and when it grows, we will automatically see that the overheads are same, so you eventually grow to the profitability and cash. NIO has a lot of cash in hand, so it's going to be good in terms of the cash flow. It's not going to be bankrupt and all these things for at least in the near future. What is not so overwhelming is we had a January figure of 7,225, and the expectation was if this trend is continued from 7,000 to 7,225, then in the next quarter the figure I had predicted was looking like 22,000 vehicle sales. But it needs to be scaled down because in the February we have a 5,578. I'm expecting that it's temporary in February, and in March we are going to pick up again to over 7,000 because NIO said that it's going to get a 20,000 to 20,500 vehicle sales in the first quarter of 2021, which means that if you add up these two, it's like 13,000, a little less than 13,000, and then we are expecting that at least, and to make 20,000 they will have to sell more than 7,000 in March, maybe close to 8,000. So if we can get back in March with the 8,000 or so sales, I think we are okay. Will be okay with this 1,000. And moving forward in the second quarter, it's seeing a chip shortage, which I am not sure is really true, but I could be wrong. because they are not building like millions of cars, or they are only producing 7,000, and each car is using, let's say, one type of chip, only one unit. It should be a temporary thing. Even if it's there, it should be a temporary thing that it can, in second, third quarter, this problem should be resolved. So what you, with this, you get a kind of a feeling that in the second quarter as well, we are not going to see a significant increase from 21,000. It will be like 22,000, maybe 23,000, around that. It's not going to be significantly higher in the second quarter to something like 30,000 or so. That kind of the jump we have been seeing because of the new car ET6 model in the past. So but it means that the significant upwards or downward movement in the things are a little bit subdued, but we do have a big hope from entry into the Europe and the next model in ET7 model to come in. But we do see that the car is picking up, its recommendations are good, and then its general perception is very good, and that's where it can keep growing. Thanks for taking a look.